Okay, so we talked a little bit about why having values are important, and sometimes it's difficult to think about how do you get to values? What are your values? What are values anyway? So I've created this school values worksheet, and this will be available after the conference. You'll be able to either go to my website or you'll be able to get these from Sequel. There's a couple of different things that I want to point out, and then I'm going to go through this and give you some examples. If we were in person, I would be on screen with you, so you would have this in front of you. This might be a good time to grab a piece of scrap paper so that you can do this along with me. All right. The first thing is we want to identify the principles, morals, and ethics that shape your program. So what are those things, those morals, those strong things that you really stand by that really help you understand what your program is about? You're going to, under each heading, fill in responses to invite discussions at your professional development or in your staff meetings. So first we have to figure out what are our values. We can choose 3 values from this list. These are common values that are found in learning communities. You may have others, which is why there's some space there. Maybe there are things that are not listed here that you guys really think are a value to your community. I'm going to just use Oak Tree Learning Center as an example. For us, we really value social justice. We really value community impact. And we really value teacher and staff development. So once you've identified from this list the things that are the values that shape your program, we're going to come over here and literally list them. Social justice, community impact, and lastly, teacher development. So now that you've identified the 3 things that are your central values, maybe there are more, maybe there are fewer, but these are 3 things that really are important to your community, you're going to give some examples of how these values are shown in your center's regular activities. So that, again, means what are you doing on your day-to-day basis already? This isn't a new program. This isn't something that you're going to create. This is what is reflected in your program right now. So what I'm going to do is I would write each of those values. And you may be asking, why are you writing this twice? I have it on here because I like the rule of 3 in teaching. 1, 2, 3. The first time is kind of a one-off. The second time is a coincidence. The third time is really where it starts to settle in and become a part of what's important and what you remember. So if you've identified these 3 times, that is telling you, yes, this is something that's really important. I've written it multiple times. I'm really driving it into my brain because it really is something of value. So that's why it's multiple times. If you want to skip one of these sections, feel free. I'm not going to be there to tell you not to do that. Let's give some examples. So again, I'm just going to use Oak Tree Learning Center. One of our values is social justice. Something that we do in our regular activity is that we accept families from the Bridges program. Bridges is a program that we don't get paid extra for, but these are children who are in foster care with new moms and dads, or these are parents who were once in foster care. Very often these families come from really challenging situations. The children have challenging behaviors. Oftentimes the parents, especially people who are transitioning out of the foster care system, don't have strong parenting skills. So we know that these families are going to require a lot of attention, but we still invite them in because we really believe in that equal access that's guaranteed when you have social justice. So you're just going to list some of the other things. For community impact, we invite community into our center for special events. So we are always inviting them in to set up a free table or a very inexpensive table to share what they do in the community. Our teacher development, we make it a point to have one-on-ones with me, specifically to go over teaching, to help with lesson planning, to sometimes just sit and talk so that they know that they have someone there to listen to them. It's really important that our teachers are very well developed, and this takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but again, it's something that's really important, so it's shown in our regular activities. So this is something that might be a good reflection piece for you as a school leader, but it's also something good to give to your staff and see where your values match theirs, where there's a disconnect. It can help you identify people who are a better fit for your program, or even identify why people are having difficulties in your program.